I made this video for people who are somewhat new to AI but are ready to plug in. In a moment, I'm gonna build something live that would have taken me $50,000 just a couple of years ago. And then I'm gonna give you 4 ways that you can get started building with AI. 84% of people have not even started yet. And if you have, you're about to see how early you actually are. But first, I want you to look at this. Because people throw around AI and vibe coding and agents like they're the same thing, but they're not. AI is just the raw material. Vibe coding is what you build with the AI, and agents are when the AI starts working on its own. On the first layer, you've got AI, and you've probably used this to some degree, ChatGPT, Claude, maybe Midjourney. You type in some text and it returns something useful. This is kind of baseline now. You can be using this daily and still not even be scratching the surface of what's possible. Layer 2 is vibe coding, and it was a term coined by Andre Karpathy last February. And the idea is we're not writing code anymore. We're describing what we want with words and the AI writes it. And then we iterate a little more and then ship it as it is. We're not typing semicolons or stringing code together anymore. We're just steering the AI where we want to go. Now let that sink in. You are describing your intention while the AI writes the code. Now layer 3 is AI agents, and this is what broke everybody's brain in January and got OpenClaw acquired by OpenAI just 3 months after launch. An agent doesn't just respond to your requests, it operates. It can perform multiple tasks without you asking it to. Browsing the web, writing code, testing for bugs and fixing them, all autonomously. And those 3 layers make up this sort of brain, conversation, and workforce trinity. I'm gonna show you how few people are actually using this, and I think the number might surprise you given how noisy this is on social media. To appreciate where we're at today, I need to show you how fast we got here. So August 2022, an AI image wins an art competition and artists everywhere lose their minds because for the first time, people are starting to realize this AI thing isn't just a nerd's toy. In November 2022, ChatGPT is released to the public, gaining over 100 million users in just 2 months. This is the fastest consumer adoption of any product of all time, faster than Instagram, than TikTok, even faster than Gmail. Nothing has ever grown this fast. And then early 2023 comes, we see models introduced for video. It looks kind of like nightmare fuel. We see the Will Smith eating spaghetti, the first version, start to make its rounds. And we're laughing at it. Everyone has distorted faces or 6 or 7 fingers. For contrast, in 2026, this is now what Will Smith eating pasta looks like. Now, February 2025 comes and Karpathy tweets about vibe coding. It immediately becomes part of the lexicon. And almost overnight, and I'm not kidding, the software development workflow changes. And then May 2025, we see Claude, Opus 4, and Codex released. AI is now genuinely good at writing code. And then in November of 2025, AI agents arrive en masse. OpenClaw is released, quickly becoming the fastest growing GitHub project of all time. It became so popular that only 3 months later, OpenClaw, created by one person, was acquired by OpenAI. In 2020, AI was writing bad poetry. And as of 2026, in February, AI agents are building full browsers by themselves. That's the speed we're talking about. Now, before I show you how this works, I want you to look at a couple more data points because they tell a story. Stripe reports that twice as many startups hit 10 million annual revenue in their first 3 months compared to last year. That's 20% charging their first customer in the first 30 days. Now, to put that into perspective, in 2020, that number was a measly 8%. They cite that AI is rapidly contributing to new company growth right off the jump. Now, OpenAI just reported building an internal tool, and they talked about it, and they gave 3 engineers 5 months to work on this with agents, and they produced over 1 million lines of code, completely AI generated. This is a full product that their entire team uses. 3 engineers. This would have taken an entire team at Facebook to do manually. And since then, more and more engineers are saying goodbye to writing the majority, if not all, of their code. The Claude Code team even said they're not writing 95% of their code. I say again, the team building the AI coding tool is using AI to build it. Now, Retool's survey found 35% of enterprises have already replaced at least one software tool with their own custom AI-built tools. They go on to say that 78% said they plan to build more of their own tools this year, and I've done this a number of times for our company. And some people are predicting this will lead to the death of subscription software as software company stocks have been getting smacked in the market. But here's a number that I think matters more in the midst of all this AI noise. 84% of people have never used AI. 16% have used a free chatbot. 0.3% are paying for AI. And 0.04% have used an AI coding tool. If you've ever vibe coded anything, you are in the top 0.04% of people in the world. And if you haven't, let me put this into perspective for you. In 2005, 16% of the world was online. That was the year YouTube launched. And then Spotify came after, and then Instagram after that, and then Snapchat in 2011 after all of them. Every platform that has shaped the entire world came after that 16% adoption rate. If you were online in 2005, years after the 90s .com bubble, you were still early. Today, you're not late. You're not even early. You're at the starting line before the race has even begun. And that 0.04% is your opportunity for a head start. So let me tell you about an experiment. So Olivia Moore at A16Z gave an AI agent full autonomy. Basically said, hey, go and grow a Twitter account. I want you to go viral. And the agent mastered the mechanics immediately. It knew how to post, how to thread, which accounts to engage with. But it couldn't figure out what to say. Every post was like a fortune cookie. Believe in yourself. Great things take time. 120 views per post with 0 likes. The AI was literally an NPC. It had mastered all the mechanics, but it had no judgment, no point of view, no lived experiences or curiosity driving it. Because NPC energy is mechanical. It's going through the motions and optimizing without purpose. But builder energy is curious. It's trying things, failing, adjusting, iterating, having a point of view. And the AI, in a lot of circumstances, can't do that. But you can. The question is, which are you choosing to be? And it comes down to a pattern, a loop that you're pretty familiar with, actually. Like school, where you study and then you test. And based on your grade, you adjust, rinse and repeat. Or sports, where you go to practice, you play your game, you win or lose, and then you review what happened, and then you adjust, rinse and repeat. Or social media, maybe you make a post, it doesn't do so well, so you learn something from that, and then you adjust, rinse and repeat. Or gaming, you drop in, you die, you learn something, you adjust, rinse and repeat. When you're creating something with AI, it is the exact same loop. You try something, you get a little bit of feedback, either from the system or the people that you share it with. You learn, you adjust, rinse and repeat. That goes for the tools you try and for the things you ship. Roy Lee got kicked out of Columbia. He went to community college, and then he got his job rescinded from Amazon. He built Cluely anyway. He's a CEO with 165,000 followers and $5 million in funding. The school loop did not work for him, but the builder loop did. And so while that's all the same, here's what AI has changed. It has compressed the try step of the loop. Before, trying meant learning to code for months. Maybe you went and raised money. You had to convince co-founders. The barrier was enormous. But now, you just describe what you want and the AI executes. You can complete, realistically, 10 to 20 loops in a given day. But here's what AI hasn't changed. You still have to suck first. My first website at 13 years old was terrible. My first TikTok was pretty cringe, actually. And the first product I ever launched had 0 users for a few months. The loop still requires you to start before you feel ready. You put out some imperfect work, you collect feedback, and you improve. Because you cannot get to 100 without first starting at 1. AI does not eliminate the loop, but it does accelerate it. So if you want to get started, there are 4 ways to do it. 1, you can build a website, a tool, a calculator, or maybe a directory. Something that solves one specific problem, like isittuesday.org, which just tells you if it's Tuesday. Thousands of visits. 2, you can build an app, maybe a mobile or a browser extension, or maybe even a Discord bot. Elliot Lindbergh, 14 years old, built an app. 310,000 users. Now 18, works at Lovable, one of the leading companies in this AI coding space. 3, You could build a process, automate something, research reports, customer support, maybe content repurposing. Or 4, you could actually just build content, a whole content system, maybe AI there to do research, drafting, and editing, but with your taste, your worldview. Those are 4 entry points using the same skill, the same loop. Describe what you want, ship it, learn, and improve. All right, I'm gonna show you how to build something. This is what we'll be building. It is a habit tracker, and I wanna show you how. And for the purposes of this video, I'm not gonna get deep into the quality of things because instead, I just wanna go through the motions to show you how this is done. So to start, I'm gonna do some research. I like to think about the market, what competitors exist, if there's any information out there about what other users have said about the existing tools. And I like to use Perplexity for this. They do have a free version. You can also use Claude or ChatGPT. And I'm just gonna ask it some questions. What seems to be working in the market of habit trackers? And I'm gonna let this run for a second. Now this is Perplexity Computer. It's a brand new feature they just launched. It's quite nice. I think this is behind a paywall. You can use the regular version, it'll work well. All right, so it's writing for us. Now normally I would spend actually quite a bit of time in this research phase, and I would ask it more questions, and I would see what things come up and really build a robust document of market research before I move to the planning stage. For the sake of this, I'm just gonna copy it over into our next planning stage just to kind of show you what this looks like. This looks about right. We're gonna come over here into Claude, and I'm going to ask it as I paste in the research, and I'm going to tell it that I just did some research. Using the research, I would like you to build an actual plan. And this is another part that I will usually ask Claude to ask me some questions because there are some decisions that I want to be involved in around the technology and the different implementation, maybe some of the first features that I want us to focus on. Maybe I have a particular type of tool stack. I want to use React, or I want to use Tailwind for the user interface. Maybe I want to use ShadCN components. Either way, what I'm going to do for our demonstration is just copy this into another prompt. Now to show this demonstration, I'm using v0.dev. It is based on the web. You don't have to set up your computer and do a bunch of coding things, but I do normally use either Cursor, Claude Code, or OpenAI's Codex. For this, it is free to use up to a number of attempts, and we are gonna pop this in. Now for this, I am being explicit about the different views and features that I want in this. A lot of times this stuff will be included in the Claude planning document. In fact, I kind of recommend that that's truly just a copy paste job into your coding builder. Let's see what it generates here. There we go. All right, so we have ourselves a habit tracker. Let's try to add our first drink water. I don't know. For strength, we probably need like a water icon. And what am I doing here? So add, there's a little bit of learning. Work out, right? We'll do some of that. So I've got some habit track. Oh, it's kind of nice. And it has confetti. And so what I would do now is I would open up the panel over here and I would start tweaking things like I want an icon for water. So I might ask for something small like that, or I might ask for something major. This clearly looks like we're building it for mobile. It's probably based on the plan that I didn't even read. And by the way, they call it one-shotting when you just give a prompt and have it try to do everything in one try. But in the real world, you're gonna create this and then you're gonna kind of iterate. You're gonna iterate and re-prompt and re-prompt. You may spend hours doing this if you're really trying to nail down the details. But also you can spend a couple hours on a Saturday and call it a day. That's also totally okay. Oh, it's telling me there's already a water droplet emoji. There sure is. And that's how you do it. That is from idea to live product in less than 5 minutes. Now this is not theoretical. If I can do this live on camera in a couple of minutes, imagine what you can do when you spend an entire weekend. So here's my challenge to you. This weekend, I want you to pick an idea. Focus on something that annoys you about one of your hobbies or interests. I want you to pick something small and specific. And this Saturday afternoon, I want you to build it. Use Perplexity for research, Claude for planning it all out, and then V0 to actually build it. And then I want you to ship it, post it online, get it in front of people, if only to show it off. And all of that is in one weekend. That's one thing built. 1 loop completed. Pranjali Awasthi founded an AI company at 16. She didn't wait for a degree. She had a question and she answered it by building. You have the same tools she had. In fact, yours are now better. You do not need permission, you don't need a degree, the tools are free to try. And with social media, the distribution is also free. You can post it anywhere you want and potentially have users on the same day. The only thing standing between you and a shipped product is your decision to start. It's you choosing whether or not to be an NPC. I've put together some free resources to aid you in your challenge. There's tools, templates, some examples. You can find them in the link in the description. Naval Ravikant said, "The hottest new programming language is English." And I want you to think about that. Because for the last 20 years, it's been all about learning JavaScript or Python, C++. And now it's just about describing what you want clearly with words to an AI that is going to build it for you. The abstraction layer has moved up, way up. PwC published research on this unbundling because in 2006, every section of a Craigslist was a billion-dollar company waiting to happen. That's housing went to Airbnb, you had jobs that went to LinkedIn, there were services that now go to TaskRabbit. And the 2026 version of that is every section of Fiverr is a $10 billion AI startup waiting to happen. You have logo design, copywriting, video editing, voiceover, translation, customer support. These are real business categories that you have every opportunity to disrupt. And the opportunity isn't just using AI to do your current job slightly better. It's using AI to do what was not economically viable before. You can now build the thing that couldn't exist when labor costs made it impossible. I have 5 kids, and I think about the world that they are growing into constantly. And the thing that keeps me up at night isn't just that AI might take over everybody's job. It's also about the gap between the people who are using AI to build and the people who are letting AI happen to them. And that gap is going to define the next 20 years. And within your locus of control, which side are you on? Don't be an NPC. Be the thing that can't be scripted.